Hello everyone, welcome to NASCAR News Kid. Today we're going to talk about an eventful Mexico City, the inaugural race at Mexico City. However you say the track name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it was eventful. It was a great race all in all. We'll talk about all the many reasons why. 36 update as well. I am super happy. We'll talk about why a little later. But let's get right into it, the race recap as you all know and love. Here we go. Shane Van Gisbergen started on pole. Incredible work. Who was surprised? No one, really. No one should have been surprised, at least. And then, obviously, caution lap 1, rain. As we all expected. Many expected the rain to come, and Shane Van Gisbergen would pit first. But he would lose the lead to teammate Ross Chastain, but wouldn't last long, and then, because of what happened next, Chris Buescher, Austin Cindric elected to stay out on slicks. They didn't pit for wet weather tires, and it did not work. Ty Gibbs would take the lead. Yes, Ty Gibbs. Who would have thought Ty Gibbs would take the lead on a road course? He started up front, and he took the lead, ran away with it until a caution on lap 7, which doesn't sound like a very, very long time, but it is a long time on a road course like Mexico City. And the caution was for Kyle Busch, a veteran race car driver, slides into turn 11, I believe, into Justin Haley, Kyle Larson, Zane Smith, AJ Allmendinger, even Chase Briscoe in it, though he barely got damaged. He did fall back, but many big names in that crash. Kyle Larson in it. Both Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch went to the garage to repair. Justin Haley, tons of rear damage on that Chevy. But some of these drivers were lucky they didn't have bent toe links or issues like that. So, really, really lucky for many of those drivers. Chris Buescher would actually come into pit and give up that whole strategy, which, I mean, trying to take the risk, but just realized it wasn't going to work. Until Austin Cindric proved him wrong and stayed out, actually stayed up front. Tires weren't a huge deal today, really. And taking the risk, Austin Cindric stayed out. Others would take new tires as well, but Austin Cindric staying on those slicks that he started the race on for a while, and you'll have to wait to hear when he actually pitted. Ty Gibbs would actually lead the field back to green, but wouldn't last long. Shane would actually take it back. Shane Van Gisbergen, that is, the road course ringer, the road course ace. Really, he is good on every single road course. And he would lead up until the end of the stage, where strategy would come into play for pitting. Christopher Bell would pit for slicks with 4 to go because the rain would let up and the track was getting drier and all that. And Gibbs would come in as the track was drying up. But Shane Van Gisbergen thought the rain was going to come back in a very short amount of time. But then the crew chief of Shane Van Gisbergen and Shane decided that they would actually come in and pit for slicks, come in, and that would leave some drivers staying out. Ryan Preece and others would stay out. Ryan Blaney, one of them, and he would try to chase down Ryan Preece or the stage win, but Ryan Preece would just have such a fast race car to hold off Ryan Blaney there, and he had speed all day, don't get me wrong, but that end of the stage was just strategy, okay? I'm not trying to take it away. There was definitely skill holding off a very good driver, a champion, Ryan Blaney. So really good job for Ryan Preece. And they would stay out at the end of the stage. Or no, they wouldn't stay out. Ryan Preece would win the stage 1. And most cars would pit. Others would stay out. Mainly already the drivers that pitted before the stage ended on slicks. They would stay out. McDowell, Hocevar, Suarez, and Stenhouse would be the only 4 drivers still on wets. McDowell would lead the field to green. Obviously, it wouldn't even last long because, the track was drying up. Daniel Suarez, the hometown hero, would take the lead But then Ty Gibbs came back into the picture, just a really fast car overall, and he would take the lead back from Daniel Suarez. And then nearing the end of the stage, McDowell, Suarez would come in for slicks, as those two were the two of the four that were still on wets in that stage. And Hocevar came in previously. He just fell back a lot, and Stenhouse would come in later as well. And then there would be a caution. Ryan Truex, the driver filling in for Denny Hamlin, would spin out. No surprise. He's trying to get used to this next-gen car. It's a whole new thing for him. So I also want to point out he did an excellent job today. We'll get to where he finished in a second, but really good job. But back to the recap here. Some drivers, such as Custer, Preece, Allmendinger, and others would pit, and Gibbs would lead the field back to green, and he would lead until pretty much the end of the stage, until Cindric would pit with 4 to go for the first time in the race. Finally, he stayed on slicks that whole wet weather time. Shout out to him. Incredible job by him to even hold up on wet or slicks during wet weather. Really great job. And Dillon and Keselowski would pit too. They were up there as well, staying out. And others would come to pit as well. Gibbs would, the leader, would come to surrender the lead and pit with 3 to go. But Shane Van Gisbergen would stay out and go on to win the stage. Thank you, Shane. I'll thank you even more in a few minutes. But yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen this time stayed out. Really good job. And at the end of the stage, stage 3, Ryan Blaney, Austin Dillon, Stenhouse, Allmendinger, Gilliland, and others would pit. And Shane Van Gisbergen would lead the field back to green. But Bell, Christopher Bell, started 31st, took the lead away, worked up through strategy. Incredible. Took the lead away from Shane Van Gisbergen, the road course ace. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. The road course ace, Christopher Bell, would take it away. And just with all the concerns about Bell with the high altitude, he was worried a lot. Like he was going to get sick or something. He would take the lead away, but it wouldn't last long, because Shane would get physical. He did not let that 20 run away. He even got physical. We have not seen physical Shane Van Gisbergen really a lot in the Cup level. He's shown it a little in Xfinity, but he got physical, and he was not afraid to throw it in there. And he would take the lead away from Christopher Bell once more. And Bell would pit lap 62 for tires on slicks. Others would come in and pit around lap 63. Shane would come into pit lap 63, and he'd surrender the lead until Ty Gibbs would take the lead back, would take the lead as Shane surrendered it. But a caution would fly. Carson Hocevar would spin out of the final turn and be right in the danger zone, a blind corner where he could get hit. Just a target. And NASCAR was forced to throw the caution. Why would you let it stay green if he's the target right in the middle of a blind spot, blind corner? And they did the right decision, threw the caution plus for NASCAR there with 36 to go. So not that long, though actually it is kind of long on a road course. But a very, very, how do I word it? A very shorter time than halfway, okay? I'll put it that way. But it was a short run. They could make it to the end of the race if they pitted now. Shane already did his final pit stop. So that put Ty Gibbs in a spot where he had to pit. If he wanted to make it to the end, he would pit in first and exit first. Good job for that pit crew. They were previous pit crew champions in the All-Star race before. So really good job for them getting him out first. But it wouldn't be good anyway, because 9 cars would stay out, including Shane Van Gisbergen, Alex Bowman even, who has had horrible weeks. We'll get onto that in a second. And Christopher Bell, obviously. So those 3 would stay out, and Shane Van Gisbergen would lead the field to green. Bell would try to put up a fight. Bowman didn't really have speed. he could stay with Shane, but not really that much. And Shane Van Gisbergen, the international hero, would take the victory in Mexico. Incredible. Plus to Shane Van Gisbergen. And you know what that means? I picked him for 36-36. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this in. A checkered flag. I win 36-36 this week. Gained a ton of points. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go through results first. Shane Van Gisbergen in first. First win of the season. Second career win. Incredible. Shout out to him. Christopher Bell in second. Was worried about getting sick. He finishes second. And he said he had to improve. He has to improve if he wants to beat it. And that's scary for the rest of the field, I will say. Chase Elliott in third. Incredible day. This is like his best finish, I want to say, this year. A really good showing for them. Alex Bowman in fourth. Rough weeks, has spun out like 3 weeks in a row. DNFs all over the place. He is back on track. This is his race to come back and get some good finishes in the books again. Michael McDowell, not surprised at all, finishes fifth. Really good job for him. Sixth for the Legacy Motor Club Toyota, John Nemechek. Really good day overall, though he did spin a few times. He got up to sixth, so really good job for him. Seventh for Chase Briscoe. He was up there pretty much all day, besides the penalty he got, which set him back to go a lap down. But he came back really nicely and finished seventh, so really good job for him. Eighth for Cole Custer was very good all day. Top 15 speed, so really good job for him. William Byron, ninth, just didn't have speed. He was kind of battling, getting physical back in this kind of group around 10th, so really decent day, points day for him, especially since his teammate Kyle Larson crashed out. 10th for Chris Buescher, really decent day. He was up there pretty much all day, especially with that strategy call earlier in the race. 11th for Ty Gibbs, really good speed all day, just didn't have the pace to come back and fight for the win. 12th for Bubba Wallace, a really good day. Another comeback like Nashville a few weeks back. AJ Allmendinger, no surprise at all. 13th road course ringer, really good job for him. 14th for Ryan Blaney, second in stage stage one, excuse me. Really good job all day, great work. And the stage one winner, Ryan Preece in 15th. So really good job for him as well. I want to mention a ton of notables because there were plenty of storylines this whole race. Ross Chastain in 16th was up there all day. Even led the first opening lap, so really good job for him. 17th for Eric Jones, was up in the top 10 most of the day until some issues kind of set him back in pit strategy and all that. But still a really good solid day for Legacy, both in the top 17, so really good job. 18th for Austin Cindric. Shout out to him once again. Staying on the slicks in wet weather was incredible. 19th for Suarez. Not much to show for it, but not much to show for his speed because he was up there sometime up in the top 10, but just didn't have the speed in the end to show for it. 20th for Reddick. 21st for Logano. 23rd for Ryan Truex. I wanted to mention him. Really good job for him. 32nd for Catherine Legg. At least she didn't crash this time. I mean, it's right in her wheelhouse, road courses, so really good job not crashing this time. 33rd for Austin Dillon. He was decent. 34th for Hocevar. Really mad. Making some people mad again. We'll talk about that if you stick around. 35th for Zane Smith. 36th for Kyle Larson, who was like 40 laps down. He actually came back and ran laps just to get that extra point. And 37th, the only DNF, Kyle Busch. Very, very unfortunate. Now, the moment you all have been waiting for. Obviously, I mentioned it. I picked Shane Van Gisbergen. He took the checkered flag first today. And he had an incredible gap. 17 seconds. Really good job. I also want to mention, before we get to 36 here, Larson had the Xfinity fastest lap. So good job for him after coming out after that crash. So that was really interesting. Just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, 36 time. I'll get 2 checkered flags here because I am a winner 2 times this season. I got 50 points this race. Really good job for me. And my brother got 20 points. So I gained 30 points on him this race. So, really good job. Overall standings, my brother still has 347 points. I have 304. So, a 43-point gap. But still, I closed the gap a lot. So, really good job. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was 90 points back. So, really good comeback for us. I'm glad to have 2 checkered flags. And we'll have to wait and see what Pocono brings. So yeah, that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching. Before we go, I want to mention one last thing. If you stuck around for the end, I'm gifting you with something cool. Well, not really cool, but something extra for you can talk about with your friends. Stenhouse got in host of ours face at the end, kind of got mad, got in his car, and kind of yelled in his face. So just something extra you can talk about. But yeah, that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.